As mentioned in the three-dimensional database tutorial, you can have unlimited presentations, base and revision data, and configurations. You can also add up to 10 different loading conditions, 10 different generation conditions, and unlimited study solutions. And combining all of these together gives you one unique scenario. Such scenarios can be stored and recalled using the Scenario Wizard. Just click on the New Scenario Wizard to start. Let's manually set up a scenario to use. Select the option shown, Note that the study type is the subcategory for the study mode. For example, for short circuit study mode, the study type would be ANSI or IEC. We're going to run a scenario using base data, run a load flow, and generate an output report to LF1. When we click New, these conditions will be stored as Scenario 1. You can click on the Run button, then view your results on the one-line diagram. You can do alternative scenarios as well. For example, you can switch to a one-source only configuration, then click New. ETAP will capture the condition of the system and create Scenario 2. We can change our output report's name to LF2 and click Run to view the new results. Let's create a third condition with tie open. In short, you can set up the system using different revision data, different configurations, and different presentations to create unlimited scenarios. We have now created 6 different scenarios. We can rename them if desired. Now let's talk a little about study macros. Study macros are used to combine multiple scenarios into one macro. For example, it would allow you to combine 20 load flow scenarios into one study macro for load flow analysis. You can think of study macros as a batch run for all scenarios you create. In ETAP, you can click on the Study Wizard, then the New button, and create a new study macro. Now, let's include the scenarios that will be run using this macro. When we click Run, the program will execute all the scenarios sequentially, then display them on the one-line diagram. If you chose the same presentation, you will see the results for the final scenario that was run. However, the output reports will be available for all 6 scenarios that were run in this case. The macros are useful, such that if you were to consider a case where the impedance of the transformer were entered incorrectly or taken differently from the nameplate, let's say it was entered as 5.75 instead of 5.9, and you need to redo your load flow calculations, simply go to the Study Wizard, click Run, and all of your output reports will be updated based on the new data, giving you more time to analyze the results rather than calculating the data. Now let's talk about study macros. Similarly, if we are creating scenarios for short circuit, we can fault the buses that are going to be used in that calculation and set up our scenarios sequentially. Once we've done this, we can set up a macro and specify the scenarios that would be run using this. Once we run our macro, 3 output reports are available based on the scenarios we have created. Now let's talk about Project Wizards. The Project Wizard is a means of packing different study macros. We have just created study macros for load flow and short circuit. We can now combine these into a project macro so we can batch run our load flow and short circuit in one shot. Click on the Project Wizard. It will allow you to specify multiple macros for the same file or multiple macros using different files. In this example, we'll run our load flow macro and add another line to run the short circuit macro. If desired, you can add another line, browse to a completely different project file, and choose the macro to run from the new project.
There's no limit to the number of projects that you can batch run, and no limit to the number of macros that can be run using the project wizard. When we click Run, first load flow and its scenarios are run, and then short circuit and its scenarios.